Hey, what's up guys? It's Graybeard Runs. Hey, thanks for checking in on the videos. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and whatnot. I wanted to give a quick gear review. Frankly, I'll be honest with you, I've never done this before. I'm just gonna share with you what I like about this particular shoe. I've been getting some comments, questions on Instagram. I just posted about getting these new shoes. And I had a number of folks posting and wanting to know, hey, what kind of shoe is that? Actually, a couple of people thought I was wearing Vibrams just because of the bottom of the shoe. I think one of the photos, all you could see was this, like this, and it, I guess, sort of looked like a Vibram in the shot. Anyway, first off, I've been using Brooks Cascadias. I got into that shoe probably about a year and a half ago. I didn't blow it out so quickly because I actually had to take some time off of running because I injured a hip. It had nothing to do with the shoes. Those have been great shoes. They've served me really well up until recently. They had just sort of blown out. It was time to get some new ones. So I went up to Fleet Feet here in Richmond, specifically out on the far west end, and met with Ian, who was a great dude and really set me up in a great shoe. And I actually switched brands, and I'm now running in these Altras. This is the Altra Lone Peak 4. I have to tell you right now, I am super pleased with this shoe. It's fantastic. This is probably the best running shoe, trail shoe that I have ever been in, and frankly, I would go hiking in this boot. It's sort of, the first time I put it on, it sort of looked like a boot. Actually, I was like, man, this is a huge shoe. I actually wasn't too certain of that because I felt like maybe it was too big and kind of bulky, but actually now that I'm in it and I'm running, I don't get that sense at all. So I wanted to kind of run over a few things. Again, it's the Altra Lone Peak 4, just a great shoe. Here's a few things that I like about it. Number one, it's got the rock plate in it. I know a lot of trail shoes have this, but what I like about this particular rock plate is that it sort of splays out and sort of fits in along with the actual toe box, which is the number two thing that I really like about this. And this is probably the one thing that I like the most about this shoe. When I first put my foot in it, I was concerned that it was actually too wide, and I had a sense that that was actually going to be a problem for me because I've definitely had issues where I've rolled my foot pretty quickly. But on Ian's guidance and then just sort of testing out the shoe before I bought them, realized that most shoes, especially my Brooks, they hug your foot. So when you're running the trail, especially a technical trail, and you hit a rock, you hit a root or something like that, because it's sort of squeezing in on your foot, it makes it that much easier to turn. If you hit something or you come close to rolling, you will easily kind of roll because everything's so compacted. This actually, having the larger toe box, allows my foot, and this is my personal experience, this allows my foot to actually splay out, and you get a much more normal I guess placement of your foot. When you land on a rock, you land on a root, your foot will naturally start to kind of go like this, right? And this shoe allows me to do that. So if I hit a rock, if I hit a large stone, if it's slippery and wet, it just allows me to kind of get that extra tight grip around whatever I'm stepping on. And then number three is the tread on these monsters. This is like a freaking mountain bike tire. I love this thing. I was running my first long 10-mile run as a part of my marathon training on Saturday. Really wet, really slippery, pretty muddy. I was definitely on some technical trails where I was having to run up rock, things like that. And I did not slip, I did not roll. I definitely came close. Like there were definitely points where I stepped on a rock or stepped on a root, and I felt the foot want to go like this. But because the toe box is so wide, it only went but like that. It only went but so far. It wouldn't allow me to go any further to roll. So this was huge. I've definitely rolled my foot in past shoes before, and obviously, as you know, if you're a trail runner or even just a runner in general, when you roll your ankle, man, that sucks. It's not fun at all. So anyway, I would highly recommend, if you were looking for a new shoe, obviously find a shoe that fits you, that you can be comfortable in, but I would highly recommend the Altra Lone Peak 4s if for trail running in particular. This is a great shoe. If you're here in Richmond, definitely go see Ian out at Fleet Feet in Short Pump here in the west end of Richmond. Certainly if you were anywhere else, go check out Fleet Feet. They're great. They're just experts in their field. They will definitely fit you in the right shoe. I have absolutely no doubt. Oh, one other thing before we go here. The other thing I like about this shoe too is the stuff they've made this with, and frankly, I'm not really sure exactly what this is made out of, but it's more like a mesh. So there were definitely points, like I said on Saturday when I was running, it was wet, pretty wet, muddy. It was very damp even when it wasn't running, and my feet never got wet in this shoe. I definitely stepped in some puddles. I never got soaking wet. Now, if I took my foot and shoved it in the James River, I'm sure I would get soaked, but this definitely did well in the rain. And also the tongue of the shoe is mesh as well, so there was no cinching, there was no bunching up once I laced up and got going. So anyway, the Altra Lone Peak 4, definitely check them out. All right, see ya, have a good one.